Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Jerome and welcome to the channel. So over the weekend, I went to a regionals, didn't do good in the main event, ended up going 2-0, and then I ended up losing 2 rounds after that due to gimmick puppet lock twice, 2 matches in a row. But I'll go over that in another video. Today, I want to focus on my Dogmatika deck that I ended up getting first place with. I play Dogmatika, and I don't know, I really want to play it. Shout out to the YouTuber, I believe his name is Dark Paladin. That's pretty much where I got the deck idea from, and pretty much I don't know, I loved it. It was a very fun deck to play. A lot of people said I should have played this in the main event. I think I should have. It would have caught a lot of people off guard because I played Cashier in the main event, and I decided to play this in the Winamat. Did really good. I ended up playing against Manatium, and then after that I played Rika, and then after that I ended up playing in the finals, which against my boy, one of my teammates, which was against Pearly. So yeah, if you do enjoy the deck profile, please like and subscribe. Also, I want to do a combo at the very end to basically show what I did to basically get the wins and stuff like that. There is some changes I'll do to this deck, especially the side, like 2 cards in the main deck, and the extra deck also needs to be changed. I built it really quick right before the Winamat started, so I didn't get to finalize everything really. Anyway, starting off, I played the 1 Albazoa and the 1 White Knight. This is the main one you go into all the time. This one's here is basically if you open up the other ritual card, you can basically just go into this. It's pretty good, but it's not as good as the Albazoa. Next is the 3 Ecclesias, the 2 Fluoridus, I don't know how to say his name, Floor, the 1 Maximus, and the 1 Iris Sword Soul. I would cut the Iris Sword Soul and I would cut the Floor. I'll cut one of these for another Maximus, and then I'll cut this for I'm not really sure right now. I have to do more testing or more builds to see what this would be. It's pretty cool because it's a 2500 attack and defense spellcaster, so you can cheat this out with Lulu Waylith if you wanted to. So that was the main reason why I played it. The 1 Cartasia and the 1 Quim. Quim is very important in the deck. This is part of the main combo. This is part of another combo that you can do. But the main combo, I don't use the Cartasia as much. And then I did 2 Fallen of Albez because I was afraid of getting one of these banished face down. And the second one kind of does come up a lot too. I mean, being able to just normal summon it, searching for it off of Titanica is pretty good. And then for the main monster in the deck, that pretty much makes this deck absolutely broken. And it's probably arguably a card that should be banned, which is the 3 Iblis. Being able to Iblis lock your opponent on turn 1 is pretty crazy, because now you know that you can play through your, you can play through Nib, you can play through Imperm. You can, it just does a lot. You know you're not going to get evenly matched, and on top of that, your opponent can't special summon anything, which is crazy. And you get 2 searches off of 1 card, so it's pretty insane. That is like the most important card I think to be playing. Next is all the hand traps. So the most important ones of the format: the 3 or the Gamma package, the 3 Ghost Ogre, and then I also did the 3 Drolls. There wasn't room to put in the 3 Ash Blossoms. I would highly recommend playing Ash Blossoms. So if you couldn't figure out what to cut to make the Ash Blossoms work, do it. If not, just add in 3 Ash Blossoms, so you'd just be playing 43 cards. I don't think that's going to hurt really that much, but I mean, maybe it hurts consistency, but I don't know. Next is the Ritual card. So you got the Dogmatika Calamity and the Dogmatika Cambry. Calamity is the best one. This is the one that you want to use to summon out the Albazoa. This one you want to use to summon out the White Knight, or if the Albazoa is right in the graveyard, you use this one to summon it back out. So, yep. The best card for the spells is definitely the Dogmatika Matrix. And then you got the 3 Signet Minings to get to your Iblis, and then your 3 Nadir Servants to get to your Ecclesia. That's pretty much it for those spells. The last 2 was Brandon Red and Called By. I pretty much play Called By because I want to make sure I don't get Drolled, because Droll destroys this deck instantly. So yeah, Brandon Red is part of the combo that I use. And then last but not least is the 1 Dogmatika Punishment. Typically, you would search for this if you already have like certain cards in your hand. Other than that, you kind of use all your searches for everything else. So, extra deck. Very important that you play these two. Salaman, great. Almirage and the Secure Gardener. You definitely need to play both these together. You got the Mirajade, Titaniclad, and the Albion. You definitely need to be playing two Titaniclad. I messed up because the combo does require you to play two of these. Yeah, like I said, I built this deck really quick, so I couldn't figure out what the heck I was missing. But I figured out really quick and figured out really quick what I needed. I did one Garura, one Intis, Skull Knight, and the Skull Wagon. These two are completely cuttable. I'm thinking about changing this to another Intis and this into the Almirage. So yeah. Then I did the Dust Dragon and the Garnet Chimera for the last two fusions. Nothing really much to say about these two. And then last but not least, you got the Arclight, the freaking broken card of the deck, which is Omega, and then the two Lulu Waylifts. You can get away with playing one, but I'm playing two for right now. I kind of like having the second one there as an option. You know, because you can obviously dump one to summon out Alpzoa, and you can dump another one later on to summon out, you know, pretty much a Cartagia or whatnot. All right, and then for the side deck, which needs to be completely changed, I played 3 Nibs and then the 3 Ash because I couldn't fit them in the main deck. The 1 Kaiju, this needs to be changed out. It should be changed out for another copy of this. I only had 1 of these, but you need to be playing 3 of these. They're insane, this format. 1 Raigeki, so this and this need to be this, so it'll be 3 of them. The insane card that works so good in this deck, which is the 3 Ultimate Slayers, pretty broken. And then the last slots were the 3 Solemn Judgments. It's pretty crazy because if you open up with a Secret Village, a Judgment, and an Ibli, and like a Nadir Servant or a Dogmatika Ecclesia, it's pretty much wraps at that time. I mean, it's literally just it's game. There's nothing that the person can do. All right, so next will be the combo. Hopefully I can get this right without messing it up. So basically how it works is that you basically just want to have this and this. These are the 2 main cards that will get this whole thing going. So you basically just start off with normal summon your Ibli, and you're obviously going to link it off. You're going to summon out your Almirage. Doesn't matter which one you link it to. Doesn't matter. Ibli effect, you give them the Ibli, and then this is very important. So you link off the Almirage for your Secure Gardener. You need to have a extra deck monster in the graveyard, because now you're going to be special summoning out your Ecclesia, and you're going to do Ecclesia's effect, which that's going to add you the most broken spell card in your entire deck, which is the Dogmatika Matrix. You're going to activate Dogmatika Matrix. Since your opponent controls a monster, you can now add to your hand an extra Dogmatika card. So now you're going to be adding your Albazoa or your Dogmatika Calamity. Which one you don't have, you just add which one you don't have. Or if you don't have any of them, you just add the Zoa, or it doesn't really matter. You add Maximus as your Dogmatika card. But if you already have Maximus in your hand, this is where you will want to add your Dogmatika Punishment. All right, so now you want to do Dogmatika Maximus effect. This is why it was important to have the Almirage in the graveyard, so you banish that and summon it. And then you'll do its effect to basically send 2 cards. So you want to send your Titaniclad, and you want to send the Arclight to the graveyard. Right now, you're going to do Arclight's effect, and you're going to add your missing piece of the puzzle, which will either be this or your Albazoa, whichever one you're missing. So now you add that, you would then activate this, and you're going to send from your extra deck your copy of the Lulu Waylith to summon out your Zoa. Right, boom. Now you're going to do Zoa's effect. They have to rip, at this point, I think it's 6 cards in total. They have to get rid of 6 cards from their hand and or extra deck combined, or either one. This is where basically most of your game is going to be spent. It's just watching your opponent trying to figure out exactly what they're going to get rid of. Once they decide to do that, you then activate this card's hidden effect, where basically if you control a Dogmatika or Ritual monster, you can send 1 extra deck monster from either your extra deck or your opponent's extra deck, which is pretty busted. So at this point, you can pretty much say, oh, your opponent's playing a certain kind of deck because they just ripped 6 cards. So if you and they got rid of 2 other cards. So if you want to, you can go ahead and just look at another card and send one. But if you want to do the full combo, you want to go ahead and send your Albion from your extra deck to the graveyard. Now you're going to go ahead and move to your end phase. You're going to do Lulu Wayless effects to special summon out your Quim from your deck. You're going to do Quim's effect to then send to the graveyard a copy of Fallen of Albez. You would then want to do Titaniclad's effect, or it really doesn't matter which order you do it in, but Titaniclad's effects, you want to add the floor to your hand, and then your Albion effect to then set your branded in red onto the field. So yeah, now this is pretty much your end board. The reason why you want to do the Albion is because the branded in red is super important, because you have to remember that they do have a Ibly on their side of the field. So 9 times out of 10, your opponent would just simply say, switch to attack, battle phase, declare attack on Secure Gardener. That's where you basically say, okay, cool, I'll activate Brandon in red, targeting my Albez, add it back to hand, fuse with the Gardener and the Albez to then summon out the copy of Mirror Jade in defense. Okay, cool. Now your opponent's going to sit there and say, well, main phase 2, right? And now they're in main phase 2. Now they're stuck trying to figure out how to exactly clear your board, because not only if they clear Mirror Jade, then all their monsters get wiped, right? Not only that, but you also have a monster negate sitting in your hand. Not only that, but they cannot destroy any of your Dogmatika monsters, or they can't do anything to your Dogmatika monsters with any monsters that are Link, Fusions, Xyz, or Synchros, because Albazoa basically says no to all of that. So they have to figure out a way to get past this entire field. The main answer to that would be basically like a Raigeki or a Dark Hole, because unless they contribute that, unless they're playing something like Flunderies, they're gonna have a very difficult time trying to break this board. A lot of the times they'll try to play through it, but then they realize, holy crap, I'm not getting anywhere. This guy has a 4,000 attack monster with 4,000 defense, and on his turn he can just pretty much send another card from the extra deck to the graveyard, which you have plenty of options. You can send a card to pop their card. You can send a the Omega to the graveyard to recycle one of your cards. You still got your Mirror Jade banish, so you can send your second copy of Titaniclad to the graveyard, banish a card. On the end phase, you can search for your other Albez or any Dogmatika monster. You can search for another Ecclesia, and you can just do it all over again. And they realize that they're stuck in this loop of just chaos, and so 9 times out of 10 they'll just instantly scoop because they realize they can't get out. The cool thing about this deck is that if you're playing against any of the meta decks that are so focused on their extra decks, which one of them are, it makes all your plays very live. I mean, it makes your Matrix live, it makes your Ecclesia live, it makes your floor live. It just makes a lot of your cards absolutely live. And so that's one thing I like about this deck, is that it can play against pretty much all the top decks. The only one that's like a really big problem is obviously Kashtira, but hopefully if you got the hand traps like the Gamma and stuff like that, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But then again, there is Fenrir that is a very, very big hassle, because I could just always activate like Birth and a normal summon Fenrir attack targeting this to banish face down. But you know, that's where you got the whole Brandon in red thing, so then you can, you know, go ahead and take care of that problem, or you got the floor to go ahead and take care of that problem. But I think so. I think floor can control another target, negate the effects of one phase of monster. Yeah, so you got the floor to do that. But anyways, that is it. I'm pretty sure there's probably more combos you guys know about, and if so, let me know down in the comments, because I really enjoy playing this deck. It was really fun. I'm going to explore it more often, but right now I got to get used to figuring out Super Happy Samurais. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Peace.